The fourth set of the day will be played on Bel'Shir Vestige. And I'm sorry for what's happening to that unit right there, being surrounded by all those Zerglings.
Oops.
Regardless, spawning in the bottom right-hand position, currently with 2 kills, the blue Protoss from Samsung Khan. His name is Jangbi, the Almighty.
His opponent on the opposite side of the map. His name is Hero, spawning as Pink Protoss, playing for EGTL. They are down 1 and 2 against their opponent Samsung Khan. They need Hero needs multiple kills against Samsung Khan to bring the momentum back to EGTL.
Certainly does. He can at least tie it up with the win against Jangbi here. It's not over yet, you know. Samsung Khan doesn't have an unwinnable position quite yet, but they do have strong support behind Jangbi should he fall to Hero.
Now, I have to say, we don't see Stargate as often, but as you saw in the previous game, Stargate is still a viable opening in this match. In fact, if you can get a complete scouting with the first Phoenix, then you're pretty good. Yeah, you're pretty well off, and that's the reason why I personally love to go Stargate, because I can get a complete scouting on my opponent, and whatever my opponent does, I know how to defend against it, or I know how to play against it if my opponent plays too greedy. Yeah. So
I've loved using Phoenixes ever since StarCraft2 came out, so going Stargate whenever I can always just seems like the best choice for me. I always love having my Phoenix moving around and harassing my opponent's mineral line, and you know, you get to be mobile and active. You get to harass with Protoss, which is something that you generally don't do because they're more of a defensive race through and through.
Now, when it comes to PvP, some players are thinking that the Twilight Council counters Stargate right away, so it feels like a lot of these players thinking to themselves that the Robo is not, you know, viable as much anymore compared to Wings of Liberty. They go for Twilight Council right away instead of going for the Stargate.
It's a big rock, paper, scissors with the openings, and it's gotten to the point where the players are so good that one opening may give a small advantage over another one, but it certainly is not game-ending, and things will start to even out towards the mid-game. Now, we do have Jangbi and Hero both sending out their scouting probes here. I guarantee you we're going to see multiple proxy pylons around the map, but where they're going to be, that's the real question. We have a second gateway going down for Hero, so he's opening up
for Jangbi.
Yep, same for Jangbi here. So identical builds through and through.
Yeah, well, Hero is also that one player who could put down proxy pylons all around the map, just like Jangbi. So both players need to be, they really need to be careful against the proxy pylons around the map, because they never, I mean, they're going to look for it. They know that the opponents are going to put down the proxy pylons around the map, but they're not going to know where it exactly is going to be.
And now we have a bit of deviation in the players' build orders. Jangbi, he went ahead and he got his Mothership Core out quite fast. Hero, on the other hand, he didn't get his Mothership Core just yet. He's getting a Stargate behind this as well. So quite interesting to see that. We're having 2 Stargates in a row from our EGTL Protoss players. We still have not seen the tech path choice from Jangbi. He'll probably put it up pretty soon, though.
Well, Jangbi is making up to 3 Stalkers right now, and it seems like he wants to just pressure his opponent a little bit. It's not going to work out as much unless Hero does. I mean, unless the Mothership Core and the 3 Stalkers attack Hero's own 3 Stalkers
there it
at the
is.
same time.
There's that Twilight tech that we were talking about. It's becoming more and more popular. Jangbi going for it twice in a row. EGTL going for the Stargate tech twice in a row.
Now, this seems more of a Blink Stalker play than a DT play. Remember, Jangbi, he is getting up to 3 gateways behind us right away, so he's going to Chrono Boost out that Blink right away.
Certainly is going to go into that Blink tech. I'd be really surprised if he went for the DT tech after this. Jangbi even has up to 200 gas saved, so we can quickly get that Blink ability as soon as it finishes here. And he even has 2 Stalkers because he doesn't want his opponent to scout him and see what he's up to.
Well, he doesn't want his opponent's Mothership Core to scout what he is up to, but also that's in a great position against the Phoenixes, so it's just working out well for Jangbi at this point.
Yeah.
He even sees the Phoenixes coming out and the recall on the Mothership Core. Jangbi exactly knows what Hero is going for at this point.
Hero, he's still got a good amount of Stalkers now. He wants to get aggressive, moving across the map. He's got a couple gateways of his own. The Blink's still far away from being completed. It looks like Jangbi has scouted that proxy pylon over there, I believe.
Oh, that's...
No, never mind. I think that was Hero's SCV. And the Phoenix moving in here, going to get some scouting information off, but missing the crucial tech structures.
So Hero still exactly doesn't know what Jangbi is going to go for, but he saw the number of Stalkers and he knows that, well, there's up to 3 gateways right now.
He's got to know by now.
So it's kind of really risky. It's kind of risky for Hero to push in right now until he gets up to like around 3 or 4 Phoenixes to lift up critical number of Stalkers while going into the base.
So we do see a Robo going down for Jangbi here. He wants to make sure that no Dark Templars can, you know, kill him off early on, because there is no detection in this Twilight tech. You have to go for the Robo or the Stargate. Void Ray on the way here from Hero. Interesting tech choice here. I'm wondering if he's going to expand, or he's making a Robo behind this as well. So we're just seeing all of the tech today.
Yeah, I mean, the only difference is that Jangbi is not getting a Stargate behind this, but he certainly doesn't have to go for it. He has a Blink right now, which is finished at this point. And the Phoenix is going to go inside the main base, which Jangbi can fend off easily.
Jangbi is going to be able to just blink forward as soon as he sees the Phoenixes. And they're going to move in here. Forward blink going down, and one Phoenix takes a lot of damage, barely survives there. Nexus going down for Jangbi as well behind this.
Yeah, well, he sees that his opponent got a Void Ray out, but not that many number of Stalkers. He saw that there was no Nexus by his opponent, so it's like, well, it seems like he doesn't have a Nexus at the natural, but it just looked like he wanted to take an expansion as soon as possible. So Jangbi says, I'm just going to throw down the Nexus right now.
More potential harassment going from Hero, but Blink Stalkers, they're just going to pretty much fend everything away. We have a hallucinated Phoenix going into Hero's base. Jangbi's going to scout all the tech here. He sees nothing coming from the Stargate, so he's going to be able to rest easy about that. Also sees the natural go up. So everything has been revealed for Jangbi. He's seen everything that his opponent has at this point.
Yeah, and I have to say, it's kind of hard to hide your tech in this matchup in particular these days because of the hallucinated Phoenix. You don't have to go for the 50-50 upgrade anymore in Heart of the Swarm, and you see a lot of these Pro League PvP players going for hallucinated Phoenix, getting a free scout inside the main base.
Yep, exactly. All right, we have Robotic Spade going down for Jangbi and a Forge for Hero. Oh, actually, Hero's supply blocked. A little bit of a mistake by him, misstep.
Remember, there was a pylon in the middle of the map, which got sniped.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Hero didn't calculate that a little bit well, but you know, as a pro gamer, sometimes you don't realize that until the very last second, and you get supply blocked for a few seconds.
Yeah. We're moving into a very passive PvP game, quite different from what we've seen recently, but occasionally you will get to that stage where you can't really attack your opponent, he can't attack you, so you kind of have to sit back and just macro up. And you can, you know, harass, poke in here and there, maybe if you have a few Phoenixes or some Blink Stalkers, but nothing huge is going to really shift the balance of the game, at least for a few minutes, I feel.
Well, at least we still didn't have any draw in this matchup compared to sometimes in, well, except for the DT switch between Hero and some other player, but look at this, Jangbi, he wants to do some harassment with the 4 Stalkers inside the main base.
This is a great way to use these Stalkers. He's going to go ahead and Hero's warping in his Zealot, bringing some units forward here, but the Phoenix, they're going to be able to lift up 3 of those, and they're going to fall quite easily to this army here. Void Ray revealed, but not the biggest deal. There's only one in this army, and, you know, Jangbi, he knows that those Stalkers can't escape, so he's going to snipe off a few workers there. It's now 46 to 39 workers. I'd have to say that not the best trade for Jangbi. He did get a few workers, but he didn't get the Stalkers out of the base, which is the big thing to note.
Well, he also knows what Hero's unit composition is right now, so he could defend against it well. He just bought enough time to put Hero back inside the main base once again, and behind this, he's getting a double Robo.
All right, double Robo all the way, man. All the way. I like the double Robo in PvP.
I know you do.
Look at this, though. Hero moving across the map. He is continuing to get that Robo there, the second Robo, but the supplies are very even at this point, 95 to 92. Hero with a slight edge. The unit compositions for both players are a little bit different. We have one Colossus out for Jangbi, and oh, look at this, though. Nice moves from Hero, catching a few of these Stalkers out of position here. That's going to give him a solid supply lead now, 96-94. Well, not a solid supply lead, but he did get a few extra Stalkers for free there, killing off more units left and right. The Colossus, though, is going to keep Jangbi safe here, but he does not have a lot of units.
Yeah, and remember, it's only 2 Colossus and 1 Immortal with Void Wave mixed in for Hero. So Hero, if he starts getting his own Colossus out, then he could try to go for a push early, a little bit earlier than Jangbi might expect from his opponent.
Oh, so smart from Hero. He's going to go ahead and lift up a few of these workers in the main base, doing a good amount of damage. He kills up to 4 workers for free, gets those Phoenix out there. only suffering a tiny bit of hull damage, and he's able to do that because he killed off so many of the Stalkers from Jangbi earlier on in the game.
Jangbi trying to do his trademark Zealot run-by, but since this is a really passive game, it is not going to work out.
Certainly not. Both players taking their third bases at the same time. The supply advantage now greatly favoring Hero. He's at 117 to 101. Is he going to go ahead and take that third base?
Is he? Was it a fake?
Oh,
okay. I was a little bit surprised because he was getting up to 600 minerals before throwing down the Nexus, so I guess his attention was somewhere else on the map at that point, at that time.
Certainly. Hero moving across the map yet again. He's got a pretty solid army. I think in an open field, Hero would have the advantage over Jangbi, despite any type of micro differences. Templar Archives is on the way, though, for Jangbi. He wants to add some Archons into his unit mix. We have the 1-1 upgrade on the way for both players, but Heroes will complete before his opponent, and also he's starting charge up as well.
Yeah, well, you did talk about how Hero is going to win the game if the battle happens in the middle of the field where it's completely open. Jangbi is not going to allow that because this is a PvP, and he knows that he's slightly behind when it comes to unit composition. After seeing all those Void Waste Phoenixes and the Immortals being added into Hero's army composition, so Jangbi is not going to risk it at this point. He's just going to drag it out into the 200-200 game, and it's actually Hero who wants to engage into his opponent's army first, but it's kind of hard to do so on the map like Bel'Shir Vestige.
This is true. The Scouting Zealot going to get picked off there by that Colossus. The Lance is there, just too much for that Zealot to handle.
Yeah, both players getting a third base right now. Hero did add in 3 additional gateways, but so far both players have really similar tech. The only difference is that Jangbi is not getting a charge on his Zealots at this point.
Now there he is. Just as you say that, he starts the charge. Upgrades are still fairly in Hero's advantage here. He's got his +3 on the way. Jangbi is +2. Hasn't even completed yet. And his Colossus range also not done behind this. Supplies, though, going back into Jangbi's favor here. Probably only temporarily, but it's 149 to 149. Hero picking off more Stalkers here. Jangbi being a bit sloppy throughout this game, and nice, lifting up 2 more Stalkers here.
He can still lose it at this point because he thought that his opponent was going to go for a little bit more Void Ray army composition, so that's the reason why he was adding in constant Stalkers throughout the whole game, but now, only realizing that there is one, all he has to do is dominate the ground and then snipe the Void Ray with the additional Stalkers that he can warp in.
I'm actually really curious why Hero hasn't gone for that proxy pylon on the map. All right, looks like Time Warp going down here. Is Hero going to engage in this position? He's got a strong army composition. Jangbi at the same time attacking that third base here. The Zealots, though, they're killing off a lot of probes at that mineral line. They will be destroyed. But at the same time, more reinforcements here from Hero at that main base. And are we going to have an engagement here? The arc is good for Jangbi. He's got the Superior Arc here, a lot of splash damage going on.
He's also getting a free shot on all of the Zealots. I mean, yes, the Phoenix is eating away on one Colossus, but as long as Jangbi doesn't lose a Colossus for free to like 3 Colossus from Hero, he definitely has a better engagement in this position.
Oh, something else to point out, the supplies 172 159 here. Jangbi, his macro slipping a little bit. Heroes was doing better for the most of that fight there. I saw Jangbi up to 1,000. And oh, look at this, the warp in just barely missed here. And the Colossus is still in a good position for Hero, but he's playing with fire. He has to be very careful against this. Archon's now added into the mix as well. Hero is getting some Archons of his own and continuing that Colossi production, getting that +1 armor. Now that his +3 attack is finished, and we also have that +3 attack on the way for Jangbi.
You know, if Jangbi got into a slightly better position, he could have gone for it. He has more Colossus than his opponent. Hero does not have any supporting ground army except, like, you know, 2 Archons and 1 Immortal compared to thousands of Zealots by Jangbi, so...
Thousands of Zealots, you say?
Over-exaggerating a little bit compared to Hero's situation.
This is messing with you, man. All right, well,
I know.
We have more gateways being added on from each side. A potential engagement in the middle. Never mind. Also,
Zealot versus Zealot.
Warp Prism on the way from Jangbi here. I like that decision. We have Hero opting to take his 4th base at this time in the game as well. Still no any type of tech transition here. And look at this. Hero is the one sending in Zealots this time around, but Jangbi already ready. Warping in a few more in order to defend his natural there. And here we go. We have the Colossus completely out of position. 1 taken down, 2 taken down for free at this point. But look at this recall from Hero after killing off a good amount of units. The supply still very even. Hero has to move micro back some of his units there, though, or he could end up losing them. I guess Hero did not like the position he was in for that fight and did not want to commit.
Well, he didn't have that many zealots to support the ground army at this point, so Hero, he wanted to get into better position where the zealots aren't going to get a complete surround on the Colossus and the zealot. Hero zealot.
I bet that zealot's like fist pumping the air right now. It's like, yeah, I killed a Colossus all by myself.
And goes back to Ire.
And then he gets ported back to Shakuras.
The Shakuras, my bad.
Ire's Zerg property, man.
I'm sorry. And the Void Ray going inside the main base. There's nothing inside the main base to defend against the
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Except the one Stalker.
Stalker got warped in there. He'll be fine. Hero trying to look for more openings that do damage here at his opponent's third base. Not going to happen, though. The fourth base has been canceled as well from Hero.
Look at the Colossus count right now. Hero up to 7. Jangbi not making any more. I'm surprised that he's not adding more Colossus into this competition.
Yeah, that is weird that he's not adding in any more Colossus. The Archon count also is superior for Jangbi, and the Immortal count only one additional one for...
Oh.
Well, War Prism was taken out there. I want Hero to attack now. He's got the better army composition. He can go for the attack.
And also better upgrades.
He's got the better upgrades as well. He's got 3-1 as opposed to 3-0.
You know, Jangbi's doing a nice job trying to buy as much time as possible, delaying Hero's push. And now he's finally adding in the Colossus into the main army once again. Both players sitting on 192 supply and 199 supply of Hero, but both players are maxed out at this point.
It's still a very, very close game between each side. It's going to come down entirely to the positioning. Who gets the better arc?
What is
the players engage?
Okay,
how many Colossus get bugged on the sides of the wall or not?
Now Jangbi throwing away some of his zealots because he knows that those are going to be useless at this point in the game, and it's better to replenish the army with the Archons or additional Immortals.
Alright, Jangbi moving across the map here, moving towards the natural. He's going to eye for a pretty good engagement and positioning against his opponent, but now moving back, realizing that he could get caught out of position himself. Hero's fourth base now completed. Jangbi's is on the way. I would love to see a War Prism in both armies here, but we're not seeing that.
Well, the move to the opponent's potential fifth base was to make sure that they could fortify their own fourth base. It was just that they don't exactly know where the opponent's armies are, but those 4 Colossus caught out of position again. If Jangbi loses those, then he's going to lose the game this time around. And Hero behind this, he is getting +1 air, adding in the Void Rays.
There we go, adding the Void Rays is exactly what I'd love to see from him right now. I would love to see Tempest as well, but probably aren't going to be seeing those. The Zealots chopping away at these pylons here. They may end up supply blocking Hero. And now Archons reinforcing are going to shred away those Zealots, and they go down very fast.
Now Jangbi has a short timing window. Now he has 1 more Colossus than his opponent, and he can definitely win the engagement before the Void Rays come out. But once the Void Ray gets stacked up to, like, 8 or 10, then it's going to be crucial. It's going to be really deadly for Jangbi. But at least for now, he has tons of Archons to counter the Void Rays.
There's actually 9 Immortals, 12 Archons for Jangbi.
This is a battle between Colossus, Archon, and Immortals. I'm surprised that Hero is adding in the Void Rays, which is not going to do much.
Well, they can at least focus fire down. Oh, this is a big mistake for Hero here. Jangbi getting the better engagement, and ooh, this could be bad. Hero is running away here. He will. Looks like a line there, and the overall arc good for both players here. Who's going to end up on top of the supplies right now? It looks like Hero is ahead with a lot of charge lots reinforcing as well. That can turn the tide into his favor.
But there's too many Immortals by Jangbi right now, and those Immortals are slowly eating away on the Colossus. And remember, the Zealous was a nice addition.
But look at this, the Void
Army.
Rays. The Void Rays are doing damage here. There's only 1 Archon left, and that's going to be taken out shortly here. This Void Ray now going to work on the Immortals, on the Colossi. This is going to force back Jangbi, and we don't have a definitive winner here.
Yeah, well, the Stalkers are finally back, and remember, the blink is over there, so Jangbi can actually engage into the army once again, but he needs to attack from the high ground because of the cannons.
Also, we have +3 armor almost complete for Hero at this point. Jangbi, I think he may just have the +1 armor at this point, though. Maybe even +0.
+2.
+2. Okay, yes,
I think it was +2. I think it was +2, but I'm not too sure if it was flicked on a Hero's army or Jangbi's army, so I need to double check.
Well, we'll find out eventually.
That's a lot of Void Rays being added in right now. 4 additional Void Rays at a time. Behind this, Jangbi is sticking to pure ground, and this is gonna hurt Jangbi.
It certainly is. Also, we have a fleet beacon on the way, so that's going to allow those Void Rays to have more upgrades added to them. We could see a few Tempest in this army. That's still a high Colossi count, and if he gets a few Tempest House, like 4 or 5. 5. The one-shot the Colossus for each volley from all 5 of them. That's going to work out wonders for the fight.
You know, if Jangbi actually pressed forward with the Stalkers, then he would have won the game easily, especially against only a few cannons and not that many Void Rays. But now he's allowing Hero to get a lot of Void Rays out, and you get the situation where the Colossus melts Hero's army, but the Void Rays clean up everything else.
And look at this, Jangbi moving into the main base here of his opponent. He has the Warp Prism.
He has no anti-air against the Void Rays with his main army.
That's true. It looks like Hero, he wants to go for the attack here. He says, you know what, screw my main base. I'm going to try to take out your main army. Jangbi getting trapped, just like you said here. The Void Rays are able to move forward and kill off that army. He's going to try to get into a defensive position, but I'm not sure if it'll even matter here. Hero has his opponent completely trapped, and now...
the Void Rays are fighting right above the Archons. Can the Archons take out the Void Rays? No, those are too strong, and the Colossus are pretty much trapped at this point.
This is terrible for Jangbi, losing his entire core army. All he was able to do was deal a decent amount of damage into Hero's main base. The problem is, if they go for a base race, Hero has so much more than his opponent. And there's only some Zealots now in this main army here. The Stalkers around the map, but I think he's got this, man.
He definitely has this. Jangbi, the only thing he can do at this point is force a base race, but Hero can take out the building so much quicker than his opponent Jangbi right now. Look at this, he's just eating away inside the main base. Jangbi is slowly eating away on the gateways and the Cybernetics core inside the main base.
And also Jangbi getting Storm right now. I guess he's hoping that his opponent will clump up a lot of units and he can storm them to death, but I mean, he has a DT in the main army as well, but Hero does have an Observer in this situation. And also, Hero, he could just pull back those Void Rays and defend at the main base. I mean, that's only like, what, 8 Stalkers against 11 Void Rays from his opponent. So now Jangbi, he's trying to fortify into this position. He's going to try to use the Storm to defend against his opponent, but to the finish. The Observer joins the main army. And Storm doesn't finish as well.
That's really crucial right now. Now Jangbi cannot use the Storms. He needs to turn them into Archons right away.
You turn them into Archons or do something with them.
He doesn't realize at this point, however.
Also, Hero, he's ahead in supply by a significant margin. He has a lot of gas, banked up almost 2K, so when he can rebuild enough pylons and get unsupply blocked, he can morph a lot of Archons and add them into that army mix.
Well, Jangbi, if he really wants a chance, he needs to start building Nexus on the right bottom side once again
but
at the 0 o'clock. But Hero, he's in a perfect position to take this 9 o'clock base down.
He's afraid of the Storm, but he doesn't know that it hasn't finished here, so he's doing his best to spread his army out. And, I mean, the positioning for Jangbi is fine, but the issue is he doesn't have a lot of units right now. He's got a handful.
Positioning? What positioning if you don't have the army?
Exactly. Time Warp going down on this army as well. There's Archons in the back. And now Hero realizes that his opponent did not have Storm, so he's going to go ahead, send those Void Rays forward, fully charged. They easily take out the Archons and the Blink Stalkers. That's going to be it. Jangbi shaking his head, realizing that there's not much he can do to come back from this deficit in this game, and that's going to be it. It looks like Hero's going to be able to tie things up. GG is called. Hero defeating Jangbi.
You know, I'm really surprised that Jangbi, after seeing the Void Rays, he didn't go for the Storms right away. He did not, you know, try to get those units to counter the Void Rays. And while Hero, he had less Colossus, Jangbi, he just didn't have enough anti-air.
I want to think about this game like a chess game. Jangbi, he tried to take out the Rook, but Hero got the Queen.
Yeah, he lost the Queen. He lost like every other unit on
and then
on
he
the
lost
field,
all
and
of
then
his castles,
and
his
he lost his king.
And he lost his king in the end there, but it's currently the score 2-2 with Hero evening it up against Jangbi. Pretty back and forth, close PvP game there. We're going to go into a quick commercial break, but when we get back, we're going to have the 5th set on Akalon Wastes.